Alright, what's up everyone, and welcome back to Forge Hub, and today we're going to be checking out some incredible maps made in Halo Infinite, and the very first one we're going to be looking at is called Aerowalk by WOODSTAR 22. Now this technically is a work in progress map, but I wouldn't have guessed it whenever I jumped on there. It's fantastic. Now there is a little bit, he did say there's a little bit of lighting work that needs to be finished and some details that still need to be worked on, but there is already so much detail in the lighting in this. I feel is really great just whenever playing on it. I love how confined and small this map is. Now this is optimal for 2 to 4 players. So it's a good, 2v2 map or something like that. It's fairly small, has multiple levels, and it is a lot of fun to play. As I said before, the aesthetics are really great. I love all the, intricate details that WOODSTAR has put on the walls and the floors, and, just really changing some things up off of, like, it's not going to be kind of the same around the map. You're going to be able to tell the differences between either the lighting, the rooms, or something. Like each one will be different, so that way you can actually call out to your teammate and be able to tell them, hey, I'm over in the red area or something, or I'm over in this room or something like that. There's certain call out positions that do work really well in here, and it's just not somewhat of the same all around. But it is a fantastic looking map, a ton of fun to play on. There are teleporters throughout this map, and they are color coded as you go through these teleporters. They're custom ones. They're not just the typical looking teleporters. They kind of remind me of the CE, the little typical green teleporters. But as you go through them, of course, they teleport you, to the other one, and it's just a lot of fun to be able to jump in. And I like maps that kind of have teleporters, because you can be playing and everything, like shooting and stuff, and then all of a sudden someone teleports through that you can't necessarily see on the radar until they teleport through. So it provides at least a little bit of a different dynamic of the typical, oh, this guy's running up this ramp over here, I could see him show up on the radar running up the ramp or anything like that. So it's a ton of fun to play on. The bookmark link will be in the description down below. Be sure to go check this one out. Alright, so this next map is by Sorcerer, by our very own Warholic and Payment. Now this map is a kind of a recreation of Wizard and Warlock. So while it looks similar, like it kind of feels similar on some of the things, it is definitely really different. It's just something that it kind of reminds you a little bit of it. It's based on those maps there, and it is a 4v4 competitive map. Supports Slayer, King of the Hill, Oddball, and Neutral Flag. And it's probably best, of course, for Slayer in FFA modes, Elimination, and Fiesta. So it's a ton of fun to be able to play on. Now, as I jumped on there, I did, recognize, of course, the main center structure that you have on, Wizard and Warlock and stuff. But kind of the outer edges and everything like that are completely different, and I love the aesthetic choices on this map as well. It's a lot of fun to be able to play. It's a beautiful map to be able to play on. I love the different levels, the verticality. There's a lot of nooks and crannies that you can kind of jump up and clamber up onto, or drop down below if you're up above. It did a really good job with the design of this map itself. There's so many different hallways and different ways to get around to different places. I love the equipment that they put in here. It just makes it a lot more fun. Anything that has like death pits that you can fall down, I really enjoy, especially whenever the repulsor is on the map, because you can launch people into there, and so it's a lot of fun. But overall, this map is really cool to play on. I highly suggest going to check it out. It is called Sorcerer, and the bookmark link will be in the description down below. And again, it's a blast to play on. A really good 4v4 map. So if you want to jump in with a group of people, have some fun, or jump on the custom game browser and load up something, and hopefully people will jump in, you can definitely do that with this map, and you can have a lot of fun on it. Alright, and the final map is called Domicile and is by Lunnzies, and this map is a recreation of Construct from Halo 3. Well, I guess not a recreation, it's more of a reimagining, because it's got to fit the Halo Infinite gameplay. And he has done just a fantastic job of recreating this and kind of extending some things so it fits the quicker speed of Halo Infinite. But overall, this map is really fun to be able to play on, and is such a beautiful map. Like, whenever you get on there, you're like, wow, this is incredible. Everything looks so Forerunner-esque type of map. It's just such a fun to be able to play on. Also, and I was shocked that, you know, they have a ghost on this map. I was like, wow, where can you drive this ghost whenever I first jumped on there? But you can really fit the ghost everywhere, but it doesn't give it a lot of area, you know, to be able to, you know, maneuver or anything like that. Because at first I was like, the ghost is going to be a little bit OP, but the fact that, you know, there's tight corridors or there's ledges that could fall off or anything like that, you definitely have to be careful when driving the ghost. And I think it's fairly easy to kill it, especially like hitting it with some grenades and things like that, because the corridors are so tight. If it doesn't stay on the bottom area, that's a bit more open if it goes up the ramps. And, you know, of course, if it stays on the bottom area, you could shoot down on top of it or just anything like that. So at first I thought the ghost was going to be a little bit OP, but it does fit, you know, pretty well with it, and I did enjoy it. But also, I love the changes that they did make with this map. The fact that he, you know, added like the little hole that's over there in the center, kind of extending the bridge out where you could get the sword or the gravity hammer thing, extending it out kind of a bit of ways, so it's a little bit more of a chancy thing to go get that. So you're not going to be just, you know, quickly hopping in that room, grabbing it and running. This is extended a little bit farther out, so if you do go for the sword, and it is pretty powerful, of course, on this map, if you go for the sword, you're going to be kind of out in the open a little bit longer to be able to get in and come back. Of course, unless you have the grapple, then you can go ahead and grab it from any place. But it's the aesthetics on this is fantastic. The surrounding aesthetics of the being inside this Forerunner, I don't know, whatever, like the structure or something like that, is fantastic. It's overall just a fun, you know, map to be able to play on. It's a great construct reimagining, so I definitely suggest going to check this one out if you haven't, and the download link will be in the description down below. But that will be it for today's map features. So if you do want to be able to check out more of these awesome maps, be sure to go to forgehub.com, and the link to that is in the description. Of course, you can go over to beta.forgehub.com and go to the news site and check out all those maps there. It's, you know, a lot cleaner and a lot better looking. You know, that's a lot of times where I get my maps. I go over there, I find the maps on there. So if you are making maps, be sure to go post them over on there. And if not, just you could tag me on Twitter or anything like that, and I'll try to find them and bookmark them, and then, you know, check them out for a, you know, possibility of being in a later video. So thank you so much, everyone, for coming out. I appreciate it, and I will see you on the next video. And remember, let's forge a new Halo.